I believe that we mentioned representation, and that can be important. If you don't see yourself in the places where you would like to go, that can be such a deterrence. How has representation or lack thereof shaped your journey to you saying, I want to do this thing, I'm going to do this thing, I'm going to persist in this thing, and to keep that momentum going?
I think there's value to, if you don't see yourself in certain places, as Chantel shared, get into those spaces, even as recently as, I'm trying to think, earlier this month, I went to a travel networking that was in London and represented. And I think sometimes we sometimes need to do more to put ourselves out in those places and spaces as well. Don't worry about what other people are like there, because at the end of the day, it's the best way to make yourself memorable. Why not use that opportunity? You will be memorable. More people will know about you and what you do. So really do get out into those spaces. And I go to a lot of network and I enjoy it. I enjoy meeting new people, and it's interesting, unless the event is has got diversity or something like that attached to it, often we're underrepresented. So it's time for us to represent ourselves. And sometimes, I know it can get exhausting, but sometimes it's about breaking the stereotypes, busting the myths of what people think we are or who they think we are, and go out and kind of show them how dynamic you are. So, yeah.
How do you reinforce yourself? So that's double work. So there's the work of you getting through your own personal challenges, right? To say, I'm good enough, I'm worthy, I can actually make this happen. And then there's this secondary work of showing up in spaces where there's not so many people that look like you. And you may have somebody reach out to take a handful of your hair, or you have them saying backhanded things like, oh, you're so well spoken, and ridiculous things like that. How do you reinforce yourself to continue to show up? So yes, you deserve to be in those places and there's opportunities there, but it also comes with some wear and tear, doesn't it?
It does. And, even how I sound, and I reflected on this really deeply after what happened with George Floyd. I always refer to it as the public murder of George Floyd. I realised that this work in visibility, part of the reason why it feels purpose-led, it's so deep. Part of the reason why I've been so good at this is because I've had to navigate, as many of us have, every day of our life, almost like choosing our battles. Should we say something when somebody's made a comment? And I think absolutely yes. And I think one of the things that we have learned in the last 18 months to 2 years, it is make a stand for something. I was speaking to somebody recently about this, and somebody does something that is inappropriate, or you do put yourself in a space like that, which actually won't happen as often as you think when you go to the spaces that you love. But if they do, tell them. I don't get angry, I don't shout, I don't raise my voice. I just say, that's not okay, this is why. And I tell them. So I often don't get that, because it's almost like I go in and wear a shield. And then the other thing is, if you're feeling like you kind of need to rev yourself up and prepare yourself up for the space, there's all sorts of things. There's meditation, there's affirmation, but here's the best thing to do. Get a bit of music moving through your body. My personal favorite is Midas Touch by, back in the day. I could be walking down the street, got my headphones on, that's what I'm listening to. I'm reminding myself of who I am. Always remind yourself of who you are. You are more than the narratives that are out there. And when you do that, it's like people pick that up by osmosis. They pick that by osmosis, and they will follow your lead, not the other way around. So, I'm not negating that sometimes it can be tough out there, but at the same time, the thing I know about people of colour is they have a power to them, they have a strength. Sometimes that's exactly why people try to kind of knock them back in their place. Show that power, go for it. That's what I would advise.
Say that again. Okay.
It's true.